So guys, I finished my greens. You see I've rinsed them all off. And what I do now with these greens is I'm going to wash them with a little soap because I don't have any veggie wash. I put a little soap, just a little drop of soap, regular soap. And I wash my greens. Normally I have veggie wash, but I wasn't able to find it. We sometimes have it in the section where it sells paper towels and cleaners in the store. If you wash it off with just a tad, not a whole lot of soap if you don't have a veggie wash. You want to get all that stuff off the greens. The greens have been through a lot. They've been handled by various people. Now I am trying to eat the Jewish way, but I don't have this will be my meat sink and this will be my dairy, when I'm eating dairy, but I have to get the red and the blue towels. And we haven't eaten a lot of meat since we moved in here, so this sink is fine to do the greens. But I'm going to get red for meat, blue for meat, and red for dairy on this side. And I'll only be preparing meat over here. And when I eat dairy, just dairy stuff over here. Can't eat dairy and meat at the same time if you're eating Jewish. And so what I'm going to do with my greens is, let me see if I can get this around the right way. See if I can turn it like this so you can see. What I'm going to do with my greens is I'm going to rinse the greens off all of the soap, right? I get these big pans from the Dollar Tree. They're a little flimsy, but they still work. You know, when you get through and you want to pour the greens in there and you put them in there, they cook good. Okay, now, and then the same thing with the cabbage. Let me put this way so you can see. With the same thing, you just rinse the cabbage out, right? And let me put the water off the cabbage. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some baking soda. You might have it sitting in the fridge to keep the fridge fresh. I put a little baking soda on my greens, just a little baking soda like this, right? Both of them, the greens and the cabbage. So if the soap didn't get the germs off, the baking soda will. You want to make sure all of your stuff is fresh. And you just mix it in, mix the baking soda in to the greens. And then you're going to rinse that off. That gets all of that pesticides, you know. They have pesticides in them when they come from the stores. You know, they're seeing pesticides is causing harm. So you want to make sure you're rinsing all pesticides off before you give it to your family. You're going to wash them good with that baking soda. I'll even let it sit for a few minutes in the baking soda. The cabbage and the greens. And when you finish soaking with this baking soda, what I do is I put a little drop of vinegar, right? I'm going to put a little vinegar in there. And the vinegar, I mix them both together. I try to mix them both together, but these are going to be in separate pans. These are a lot. I had 2 bunches of greens and 1 cabbage, but the cabbage was as big as the 2 bunches of greens. So I'm going to let this sit for about 10 or 15 minutes and I'm going to rinse it off. And I'm going to use both pans. But when I cook them, they're going to go in one pot. And you're going to see how they're going to shrink. So, but anyway, that's how I do my greens. I'm going to wrap them up after I rinse them off. A little vinegar in them, whatever little seasoning I want to put in. I might put a pepper or onion. And let them just sit in the fridge until I get ready. Until I get ready to boil them out. You have to prepare them. If you can't find veggie wash, you can use a little soap, rinse it off, and then you can set it in some baking soda, rinse that off. Some people wash them 3 or 4 or 5 times. but I do it about twice. You know, I do the soap and I do the baking soda. I rinse it very good, and then I set them in the fridge and get ready to cook them. All right, guys, so that's it on my green wash, and I gotta go to bed. Have a good night.